Goran no sponsor no tekyo de okurishimasu. It looks a bit empty here.
Oh.
It always comes back to this when you're discussing fighting games. Virtua Fighter 2 is the benchmark. Every game wanted to be Virtua Fighter and wanted a slice of its success. But they never really outdo what to this day has never been outdone. I've said multiple times on this channel that Virtua Fighter 2 is responsible for the existence of all one-on-one 3D fighters we see to this day, and it really is. I wouldn't say it if it weren't true. So what's this got to do with Battle Arena Toshinden? Well, not only does Battle Arena Toshinden and its 3 sequels, well, 4 if you want to count that piece of shit on the Wii, owe their existence to Virtua Fighter 2. They do, but you may not know that the Toshinden series has had its own stab at creating a kidified version, Battle Arena Nitoshinden. This was an obvious attempt at pulling in some of the success of Virtua Fighter Kids. Yeah, that. Do you remember that? Much like V-Kids, Nitoshinden replaced the characters with silly, super deformed versions of themselves in cartoony and otherwise ridiculous environments. According to various sources, this not-so-great fighter was due for a release under the title Toshinden Kids outside of Japan, but for some reason or another it never actually happened. Citation needed. My guess is they had one little playtest and the publisher got scared and said, "Gamers deserve much better than this something Bel Air." I have to admit the visual style is very appealing. The chibi fighters look great, even if they do put too much emphasis on Sophia's bouncing breasts in what is meant to be a children's game. Then again, this is Tamsoft. The Tamsoft who developed such great games as One-chan-bara, Senran Kagura, and the Skyrim-inspired extreme panty photography open-world voyeurism adventure game Natsuero High School Seishun Hakusho. Yeah, it's got that Tamsoft stamp of damn good quality visuals. It's a shame they have to spoil it with these twisting and bouncing Samba de Amigo-esque environments that make me feel sick right to the pit of my stomach. I don't know why they thought giving players motion sickness was a good idea, but there you go. And the character animations are... shit. This just looks painful. If you suck at fighting games, you're in luck. The very first option takes you to a tutorial mode, where the game's controls are explained to you by a rather attractive young Japanese lady. I have to admit, I stopped focusing on the tutorial, and ended up fixating on the eye candy. So I backed out of there as quickly as I could. Not that the tutorial is much help in a game with such useless attacks. Something about fighting games and super deformed characters means we need to have attacks with zero reach that deal pitiful damage. I'm looking at you, Don. Sophia's the worst. Her moves are useless. I had some good luck with Ellis though. You can spam her cross and circle moves most of the time. The game follows as most arcade fighters do. A 1v1 me noob with each character, then the credits roll. But each character's ending is nothing more than a few still images and the occasional voiceover, but it's way better than those fighting games that go straight to the credits and give you nothing. If you manage to beat Nitoshinden without using a single continue, you can fight the final opponent, this guy with a V on his head. He still can't hope to compete with Ellis and her spammable attacks though. With its appealing presentation and style, I couldn't fault this game for its looks. However, I'd argue that Nitoshinden is a game for collectors only. It's a good half an hour blast, but then it's pretty much over. The game features a fair bit of English, it's okay to navigate, but even if it didn't, the language of fighting games is well understood. Beat your opponent until deceased, then serve piping hot. I'd recommend any of the Battle Arena Toshinden games over this. Any of them. But I gotta be honest, as I always am, so I don't know why I gotta preface this with that comment, but I'm still kinda disappointed this didn't get a release out of Japan in the end. Because quite frankly, it would have been fun to read magazine reviews ripping it to shreds.